Imagine this. A person finds themselves at the crossroads of life, desperate for change, hungry for power, or maybe just longing for an escape from their struggles. In the darkest moments, when hope seems lost, an ominous voice offers a solution, a shortcut to everything they desire. This isn't just a story from old legends or fairy tales. It's a reality that many have faced throughout history. Making a deal with the devil is a concept that has captured human imagination for centuries. But what really happens when someone takes that forbidden path? The truth is far more terrifying than most can imagine, and the consequences extend beyond this lifetime. In this video, we'll uncover the chilling reality of what happens to people who make deals with the devil. At first glance, the idea of making a deal with the devil might seem like a desperate myth, something only found in books and movies. But the truth is, the allure of such a deal has been very real for many people throughout history. Why would anyone consider such a thing? The reasons are often rooted in deep desires: power, wealth, fame, or the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. When life feels overwhelming and all other options seem to have vanished, the thought of gaining everything you've ever wanted with just one promise can be dangerously tempting. People who are drawn to this dark path are often those who feel they have nothing left to lose. They may be facing financial ruin, a failing career, or an incurable illness. The devil's offer comes wrapped in a promise of instant gratification, a solution to all their problems, an end to their suffering, or a way to achieve their deepest desires without the hard work, time, and uncertainty that usually accompanies success. It's a deal that promises everything and more, but with a price that is far greater than most can comprehend. The devil's deal is seductive because it often delivers immediate results. Those who agree to such a pact might find that their wishes are granted almost instantly. They may suddenly achieve great wealth, unparalleled fame, or the power they've always craved. At first, it seems like the ultimate victory, a life turned around, problems solved, dreams realized. But what many fail to realize is that these benefits are fleeting, and the cost is far more enduring. What starts as a miraculous transformation quickly turns into a nightmare. The devil's deals are never straightforward. They are laced with deception and hidden traps. The person who once felt invincible begins to notice that everything they gained comes with strings attached. Relationships crumble, peace of mind vanishes, and a deep, unshakable fear takes root. The things that brought joy and satisfaction begin to lose their luster, and what was once a blessing now feels like a curse. The long-term consequences are severe. Those who make deals with the devil often find that their soul is bound in ways they never anticipated. The joy they sought is replaced with despair, the success they craved becomes a burden, and the power they wielded turns against them. They may find themselves trapped in a cycle of self-destruction, unable to escape the dark forces they invited into their lives. The initial benefits, which seemed so appealing, fade into the background as the true cost of the deal becomes clear. The most terrifying aspect of making a deal with the devil is how it ensnares the soul. The devil is a master of deception, and his deals are designed to create a spiritual bondage that is incredibly difficult to break. When someone agrees to such a pact, they aren't just exchanging something tangible for a reward, they are giving away a part of themselves. The soul, which is meant to be free and connected to the divine, becomes entangled in a web of darkness. This entrapment is not just metaphorical, it has real, lasting effects on a person's life. Those who make these deals often feel an invisible weight bearing down on them, a sense of doom that they can't shake off. They may experience haunting visions, sleepless nights, and an overwhelming sense of guilt or regret. The soul, which is the essence of who they are, is no longer under their full control. It is as if they are living in a cage, with the devil holding the key. Over time, this spiritual bondage can lead to a complete breakdown of one's life. The person may withdraw from others, isolate themselves, and sink into deep depression. The things that once brought happiness no longer have any meaning, and they are left with a profound emptiness. The devil's grip tightens, making it harder and harder to break free. The more they struggle, the more entangled they become, until escape seems impossible. This is the true cost of making a deal with the devil, a soul that is no longer free, a life that is no longer truly lived. It is a fate worse than death, and it serves as a grim reminder that some deals are never worth making. When someone makes a deal with the devil, the impact on their life goes far beyond their personal spiritual bondage. It reaches into every aspect of their existence, often destroying the very things they once held dear. Relationships, which are the foundation of a fulfilling life, become particularly vulnerable. The devil's influence is corrosive, seeping into the bonds between family, friends, and loved ones, and turning them into sources of pain and conflict. At first, the person might feel empowered, believing that they can now manipulate situations and people to their advantage. They may gain influence over others, but this power is illusory and fleeting. Over time, the deal they made starts to unravel the fabric of their relationships. Trust erodes, misunderstandings multiply, and the warmth and love that once existed between them and others begins to fade. The person may find themselves increasingly isolated as their connections with others deteriorate. Friends and family might sense something is wrong, even if they don't know about the deal. They might notice a change in the person's behavior, a coldness, a distance, or an underlying darkness that wasn't there before. This change can drive a wedge between them, creating a barrier that seems impossible to overcome. The person who made the deal might try to cling to these relationships, but the devil's influence makes genuine connection and intimacy nearly impossible. What remains is a life filled with shallow interactions, loneliness, and regret. One of the most insidious aspects of making a deal with the devil is the deception that surrounds it. The devil is often portrayed as a cunning trickster, and for good reason. His offers are never what they seem, and those who enter into agreements with him soon find that they have been duped in the worst possible way. The deception begins with the offer itself. The devil knows exactly what a person desires most, and he uses this knowledge to craft a deal that seems perfect on the surface. Whether it's wealth, fame, power, or something more personal, the devil promises to deliver it in exchange for a seemingly simple price. But what he doesn't reveal is that the true cost is far greater than what was agreed upon. The person might think they are getting everything they ever wanted, but in reality, they are walking into a trap. As time goes on, the full extent of the deception becomes clear. The things that were promised may be delivered, but they are tainted, fleeting successes that bring no real satisfaction, wealth that leads to ruin, power that corrupts and destroys. The devil's gifts are always poisoned, designed to pull the person further into darkness and despair. The person might try to back out of the deal, but by then it is too late. The devil's grip is strong, and breaking free from his hold is nearly impossible. This deception is not just a trick of words, it is a manipulation of the soul itself. The person who makes a deal with the devil finds that their sense of reality becomes warped. What they once believed to be true is turned upside down, and they are left questioning everything, including their own sanity. This disorientation is part of the devil's plan, making it easier for him to control and torment the soul he has claimed. Making a deal with the devil initiates a fierce spiritual battle, one that goes far beyond the physical realm. This battle is not just for the person's life, but for their very soul. The devil, having secured a foothold through the agreement, intensifies his efforts to dominate and corrupt the person completely. This spiritual warfare is relentless, and the stakes could not be higher. The person who made the deal may begin to experience this battle in various ways. They might feel an internal conflict, as their conscience fights against the dark forces that have taken hold of them. They may find themselves drawn to destructive behaviors, feeling an almost uncontrollable urge to do things they know are wrong. This internal struggle is exhausting, as the soul tries to resist the pull of evil, while the devil constantly seeks to weaken their resolve. This spiritual battle is not just a metaphor. It manifests in the person's life through emotional and psychological turmoil. They might experience intense fear, anxiety, and a sense of impending doom. Nightmares, visions, and other disturbing experiences are common, as the devil seeks to break their spirit and claim their soul entirely. The person might try to resist, to hold on to whatever light remains within them, but the fight is overwhelming. The battle for the soul is a test of will, faith, and inner strength. Those who make a deal with the devil find themselves in a constant state of warfare, with no respite. The soul, which once knew peace and joy, is now in a state of perpetual conflict, torn between the forces of light and darkness. This battle is the ultimate consequence of making such a deal, and it serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of seeking shortcuts to power, wealth, or success. The spiritual warfare that ensues is a fight for the very essence of one's being, and it is a fight that few are prepared to face. Despite the overwhelming darkness that comes with making a deal with the devil, there is still hope. Throughout history, there have been stories of individuals who managed to break free from these demonic pacts, finding redemption and reclaiming their souls. These stories serve as a beacon of hope, showing that even in the direst circumstances, it is possible to find a way out. Breaking free from a deal with the devil is no easy feat. It requires immense courage, faith, and an unwavering determination to seek the light. The first step is often the hardest, acknowledging the mistake and the gravity of the situation. Many people who find themselves in this predicament are initially in denial, believing that they can somehow manage the consequences on their own. However, the path to redemption begins with humility, recognizing the need for help, and reaching out for divine intervention. Those who have successfully broken free from such deals often describe a long and arduous journey. It involves deep spiritual work, prayer, and sometimes the guidance of a spiritual mentor or religious figure. The process is one of purification, where the individual must confront their inner demons, release their fears, and reconnect with the divine source. It is a battle not only against the devil but also against the parts of oneself that allowed such a deal to be made in the first place. Redemption is possible, but it requires a complete transformation of the heart and soul. It means turning away from darkness and embracing a life of truth, love, and spiritual integrity. Those who make it through this process often find that they emerge stronger, with a deeper understanding of their purpose and a renewed connection to the divine. Their stories are a testament to the power of faith and the possibility of reclaiming one's soul, no matter how far one has fallen. For those who have made a deal with the devil, the journey of redemption is closely tied to the need for inner healing. The wounds inflicted by such a pact are deep, affecting not only the soul but also the mind and body. Healing from this kind of spiritual trauma is essential for moving forward and restoring a sense of wholeness. Inner healing involves addressing the pain, guilt, and shame that come with making a deal with the devil. These emotions can be overwhelming, and they often create barriers to spiritual growth and recovery. The person may feel unworthy of forgiveness, haunted by the choices they made and the consequences that followed. This self-perception can make it difficult to seek help or believe that healing is possible. However, inner healing is not just about dealing with the past, it is about transforming the present and future. It requires a deep dive into the soul, confronting the darkest parts of oneself and bringing them into the light. This process can be painful, as it involves reliving past traumas and facing uncomfortable truths. But it is also liberating, as it allows the person to release the burdens they have been carrying and begin to heal from within. Spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, and forgiveness rituals can play a crucial role in this healing process. They help to realign the individual with their true self, bringing them back into harmony with the divine. It is through this inner work that the person can begin to repair the damage done by the devil's deal and move towards a state of spiritual wholeness. One of the most profound realizations for those who have made a deal with the devil and are on the path to redemption is that their ordeal may have been a preparation for something greater. The suffering and trials they endured can serve a higher purpose, shaping them into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate beings. The idea that there is a greater purpose behind their experiences can provide a sense of meaning and direction. It suggests that the struggle was not in vain, but was a necessary part of their spiritual evolution. This perspective can be empowering, as it shifts the focus from victimhood to growth and transformation. Instead of seeing their past as a series of mistakes, they can view it as a journey that has prepared them for a higher calling. This preparation often involves a period of deep reflection and spiritual alignment. The person may feel a strong pull towards their true purpose, which could be to help others avoid the same pitfalls, to spread a message of hope and redemption, or to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. Their experiences, though painful, have given them unique insights and strengths that can be used for the greater good. This sense of purpose can be the key to fully breaking free from the devil's influence. By focusing on their spiritual mission, the individual can transcend the darkness of their past and step into a new role as a guide, healer, or spiritual leader. This transformation is the ultimate victory over the forces that once sought to destroy them, proving that even the darkest paths can lead to the light. The final stage of the journey for those who have dealt with the devil is the realization of the true depth and power of their soul. The soul, which was once ensnared by darkness, now emerges as a powerful force of light and wisdom. This realization is both humbling and empowering, as it reveals the vast potential that lies within each person. The depth of the soul is something that many people never fully understand until they have faced the darkest challenges. It is through these trials that the soul's strength is revealed, showing that it is capable of overcoming even the most formidable obstacles. The soul's power is not just in its ability to resist evil, but in its capacity for love, forgiveness, and transformation. Those who have made a deal with the devil and have come out on the other side often describe a profound change in their understanding of themselves and the world. They recognize that their soul is not just a passive entity, but a dynamic force that can shape their reality. This realization gives them a sense of control and empowerment that they may have never experienced before. The soul's depth also means that it is capable of profound connections with the divine, with others, and with the universe as a whole. This understanding can lead to a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, as the person realizes that they are part of something much greater than themselves. The power of the soul is in its ability to heal, to grow, and to create a life that is aligned with the highest spiritual principles. The journey of making a deal with the devil is one fraught with peril, deception, and profound spiritual consequences. But it is also a journey that can lead to redemption, growth, and the discovery of one's true purpose. The allure of such a deal may seem irresistible at first, offering quick solutions to life's problems, but the long-term costs are far greater than any temporary gain. For those who have made such a deal, the path to breaking free is challenging but not impossible. It requires courage, faith, and a deep commitment to inner healing and spiritual growth. The stories of those who have found redemption serve as a powerful reminder that no soul is beyond saving, and that even the darkest paths can lead to the light. This journey is ultimately one of self-discovery, where the person learns the true depth and power of their soul. It is through this process that they can reclaim their freedom, align with their true purpose, and step into a life that is rich in meaning and spiritual fulfillment. The devil's deals may be tempting, but the path of light and truth is where true power and peace reside.